I think it was quite scary to hear, I think it was 9 out of 10 girls that like experiencing sexual harassment at such a young age is crazy to know. I think if I had a younger sister that age, I'd be mortified to know that they were going through that.
Yeah, that's what was shocking, I think, just how many, and like you say, at that age as well. I don't spend that much time online on social media, so it's kind of blown me away a little bit. I wasn't aware that, you know, as rife as the sort of stats show. So yeah, I think that shows really that there's a lot of education needed really on just, you know, the scale of things, and obviously there's a lot of work to be done to, you know, to sort of put an end to it and to deal with it as best we can. I think yeah, I think the big message is probably anyone who's been on the end of it or suffered it is, I think, as tough as it might be to do it, I think reporting it is obviously vital. Who you report it to is probably important as well. It needs to be someone you trust, especially trust to sort of act on what they've been told.
Yeah, and I think even if it's like that you don't feel comfortable going to someone, maybe if you get a friend or someone that you trust that's closer to you, that then you can go together so that you've got that support system around you as well to make you feel like you can do it. I feel like it's always hard for people to just go in on their own because they never know what the repercussions are going to be.
Yeah, and there's obviously the other side of that where you've got the people who are being horrible and saying these nasty comments online, in person. I think it's also the responsibility of the people close to them to try and influence their behaviour, because ultimately they're ones that they're going to listen to as well. Not necessarily people in authority like teachers and whatever, but you know, obviously also the people around them and the people that are close to them, especially friends, because they're the ones that are going to see it, I think, as opposed to parents where they might not know what's going on as much. But yeah, I think there's a lot of responsibility for the people around those people who are, like I said, being nasty or saying these horrible comments online or in person to try and influence their behaviour and change it and call it out.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but when I was in school and stuff, it was more, if you were closer to some boys, it was like banter and you can kind of get away with stuff. But I feel like there's then knowing there is a big boundary of where you need to kind of think about how that is actually going to make someone feel. Yeah,
people have got different boundaries as well, and that's important to understand that something that you say to one person you might be close to and have a good relationship to might be acceptable, they might take that okay, but to say that to someone else who might not necessarily, you know, be in the same mental state or is a bit more sensitive to comments, and understandably so sometimes, that they wouldn't take that as banter, like you said.
Are there examples of people you know who have suffered abuse or harassment that wouldn't say anything because of the fear of repercussions or of what might happen?
Yeah, I think it's hard because obviously our group of friends now, we're kind of not used to it. It's
just normal.
Like, it's
like
kind of
we
quite
normalise
normal
it.
now. Girls of a younger age that haven't really experienced that and it's new, it's kind of like, well, who do you go to? At that age, I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have wanted to go to my mum to worry her. I wouldn't have wanted to go to a teacher because I didn't have that close relationship.
So what would you say to someone that maybe witnessed something that happened, or like a comment made or something that was out of order?
I think it's just like checking up on what your mate's actually saying and kind of being brave enough to sort of say like, that's probably crossed the boundary, or what do you mean when you say that, or little things like that, like kind of checking that that's what they meant by what they said, and if they did say it in that way, making sure they don't say it again, because it's just about making everyone feel safe. And if what they're saying isn't doing that, then obviously they need to be told that they shouldn't say it again.
Yeah.
Step up, speak up and call out online sexual harassment.
Take care of yourself and others.
If it crosses the line, report it.
Edrych ar ôl dy hunan a phobl eraill. Os yw'n croesi'r llinell, gwna'n siŵr i reportio.